Picture this. You're standing there trying to be polite, but inside you're thinking, why are we talking about the weather? Small talk feels pointless, even exhausting. And if you're autistic, you're probably not trying to be rude. You're trying to understand the point because you speak to share or receive useful information. So when someone asks you, how was your weekend? Your brain looks for a purpose. If there's no shared understanding, then the exchange just feels like noise. That's why small talk can feel more like confusion instead of connection. In this episode, we're going to talk about why people do small talk in the first place and why neither is really wrong, whether you're talking for function or familiarity. The clarity around this changes everything. When you know your purpose in a conversation, you will feel less drained and more confident. Today, small talk, why it can feel so annoying and what you can do instead. Are you ready? Let's go. Hey, what's going on? My name is Coach Lee Hopkins. Our pronouns are he, him, his, and you're listening to the Patterns of Possibility podcast, the podcast for late identified autistic adults who want real relationships without fake masks. Let's talk connection, clarity, and showing up as your authentic self. So many of us feel like something's wrong when we hate small talk. I mean, I felt like that's just the gateway to connection, and that's what everybody does, and I was doing it wrong. I was missing the playbook. But nothing is wrong with you, and nothing's wrong with me. Your pattern-seeking brain is probably looking for some kind of purpose to fill in a blank, like I was. You're likely trying to find clarity in these conversations, and when that's missing, connection just feels impossible. So today we're going to talk about 5 reasons why you might feel small talk is ridiculously annoying and what you can do to get yourself back in the game with small talk. So let's define what small talk is. My personal definition of small talk is informal, polite conversation about unimportant or uncontroversial matters. That's why you don't feel anything but bored, because it's designed to keep you chill, to keep you flat, to keep you relaxed, to see whether or not it's safe to talk about deeper, more meaningful conversation, right? So bringing that to number one. Number one, reason why you might get annoyed with small talk is that you speak to give or receive relevant information. And the key word here is relevant. Is it relevant to you right now? Is it important to talk about right now? So if someone comes up to you and asks you how your weekend was, and you're really focused on a problem that you have in front of you, maybe you're at work and you're focused on solving an email crisis, or you're focused on solving some kind of code that breaks and you're really stuck in it. You've been thinking about it for some time and they ask you, how was your weekend? You don't care. You just may not care. And so you're not trying to be rude, it's just not relevant to you in the moment. So the key piece here is recognizing that, well, they're saying something to you that's unimportant and uncontroversial and just really not interesting to you at the moment. So why do you want to engage? And then you appear to be rude to your coworkers. You appear to be rude to other people that are going through life, maybe trying to connect with you. And you're like, I don't know how they're trying to connect with me. They're talking about something I don't care about. I get it. One key piece here is to look at the bigger picture. We have to zoom out from you and your experience and hoping people will understand your experience, to understanding and knowing that they don't know what's exactly going on and what's relevant to you at the moment, and that it is not safe to assume or to guess. It's safe to make small talk. Keep that in mind. Number 2, you might be annoyed with small talk because you don't understand the purpose of the exchange. When someone says to you something like, "How about those Cubs?" expecting shared warmth and familiarity, you're wondering, what am I supposed to do with that? Ha ha, yeah, what about those Cubs? Yeah, great game. It's hard because you're not quite sure how to respond to that. They believe that it is information that everybody is consuming. They believe you're on the same page with it. It's a kind of safe topic for most people, sports, because it's so prevalent. But an even safer topic is the weather, because we're all experiencing it. So at the very least, they could connect with you about the weather. When both people understand the purpose of the exchange, then it makes a connection. It's easier, let's say, if you're talking about how rainy or how many floods there are, or how it gets super hot, or something along those lines, and you're both experiencing that, then you can connect on the feeling about the experience. And that's what they're trying to do. If you understand the purpose of the exchange, then it gets easier to connect and then move to different topics. And what are you supposed to do with a topic that you have no idea about? You don't know how to respond. And the moment you say, "Oh, I don't watch sports," you can feel the disconnect. Just, they're done. You didn't meet them with warmth. You're not familiar with the things that they like, and so they disconnect. In these situations, what I like to do is move it back to something that I think could be familiar to both of us, just like with the weather being familiar, but something more than the weather, that an experience that both of us may have. So if we're talking about work, we're at work, it could be something that's work related. Oh, how about the new policy on bringing your lunch to work or wearing jeans on Friday? Something like that. I know it's small talk, but it keeps the connection there and it's available. And then you can leave the relationship. The key thing here, and we're going to go into it with the next one, but the key thing here is to recognize that there's shared understanding. You just don't want people to think that you're not interested in them at all as a person who has interests. You may not be interested in their interests, but you want to let them know that you understand what it means to be human, basically. So that's what brings us into number 3. It might be annoying to you because without shared understanding, the information exchange becomes meaningless, or worse, frustrating. Just like the exchange we just talked about. I don't care about sports, and I really don't care about this policy on blue jeans at work, but I do want you to know that I am interested in your feelings as a human being. And the reason why we want to do that, you want to keep it connected. You want to keep it connected because that's what grows your influence, and that's what gets people to be interested in your interests. You're buying into them so that they can buy into you later if that ever happens. Or at the very least, they won't dismiss you as a person who has nothing going on. You're completely invisible because they've had an exchange with you that felt kind of good. And so they associate you with a good feeling. So without the shared understanding of what small talk is for, you're going to feel like, much like I did, that exchange is just meaningless and it's stupid. Get away from me. I don't want to talk to you. But you put in just a little bit to show that you are worthy of connection for yourself because you can connect with other people. Even though you don't like the same things that they like, it doesn't matter. It just matters that they have a experience with you in which they feel kind of seen or understood as a person. So when you're sharing info that's meaningful to you and the person doesn't get it, they may also politely kind of move away from it. Yeah, I don't understand. I'd like to move back to a level where both of us understand each other. We're here, we're working in the same place. We're here, we're alive on the planet, and we're experiencing weather even further. We're here and we're breathing. That's it. And then you can go about your way. But that's the connection, is understanding that I see you in this space and time, and I know that I'm seen by you in this space and time. For years, I tried to earn connection by performing, masking, and contorting myself into something more, quote, acceptable. It only left me feeling more isolated, especially at work. If you've ever felt the same, join me, Coach Lee Hopkins, at the Social Connection Summit. It's a free 2-day virtual event for autistic and ADHD professionals, as well as their allies who want to understand them better. This is the inclusive space that I wish I had. A space where you don't have to perform to feel accepted, where you already belong. You'll hear from late identified autistic and ADHD professionals who've lived it, and from leaders and allies who are ready to learn with care, not guilt. Expect short talks, real strategies, and honest stories to help you navigate professional spaces without burnout or hiding who you are. There will be giveaways, bonus gifts for those who invite friends, and full access to replays, so you don't need to attend live to benefit. And when you sign up, you'll get 20% off all Adulting with Autism merchandise, shirts, mugs, stickers, and more. But you better hurry because this special offer is only available for the first 30 people. Grab your free ticket at socialconnectionsummit.com and we'll see you there. The fourth reason why small talk might be annoying to you is because people talk for different reasons. You may talk for function, right? And other people may talk for familiarity. They're used to talking. Like, you want to talk and get to the point and get straight to it. There is no point to the conversation. There's no point. The point of what am I going to do with this information? That's what I'm thinking when I say for function. What relevant information are you going to give to me that I can use to implement? That's what I think of function. And people who enjoy small talk or stay at small talk or feel comfortable with it, they just chatter because it's what they're used to doing. They're used to saying words and talking about things, and it may not even matter if you feel the same way. If you're really good at this, and this is where masking comes in and drains a lot of people, is somebody will say, did you hear about Carol in the workplace? Did you hear about what she did? And she was hanging out with Brian after work and they're both married. Ooh, that's crazy. I can't believe it. And they go on and on and on, and they don't talk about anything that's really important to you. Like, what are you going to do with this information to get your job done if that's what you care about? It's not relevant to you. But they talk just to talk because it's familiar, and we want to share an experience about something that we feel the same about. Some people love to bring you new, I'm quoting, quote, new information or gossip or things that they find interesting to them, and they make it like small talk. This is just, stuff we talk about just to hold space, just to hold time, just to be here, just to look at each other, just to feel the same way about something at the same time. And that might be the case for you. You're looking for the point to this. The point of it, what I discovered, is for them just to be seen about how they feel about their experience. And like I said, this is where masking comes in, where you just hold that space for them. It's exhausting. I don't recommend you do it a whole lot. There's always an escape hatch to get out of this. Oh, thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it. Oh, that's none of my business, but you keep doing what you do. You're keeping up a good fight or whatever. What would we do without you? There's so many ways to escape those kinds of conversations, but you let them know that they're seen for a moment, and then you get out of there so you're not drained by having to put up with something that you don't understand and not being seen for the exhaustion that you're facing in the first place. So I want to say, though, that some people really like to do this, and it's not wrong. It fits them. Just as much as you may want to talk about your special interest and deep dive into it, they don't want to. It doesn't feel comfortable to them. Their special interest is talking about the weather or the sports or things that don't rattle other people's feathers. They get really excited about the fact that they're not talking about the deep depression that they might have. They're not talking about the relationship issues that they might have. They're not talking about the joy that they have for this new Gundam set that they bought, or all of the Dragon Ball Z characters that they have in their basement and they're secretly hiding from everybody. They don't want to talk about those kind of things because they can't deal with the feelings of being rejected. They're not interested in doing that, right? So they don't want to talk about anything that's super close to them. But you might. Neither is wrong. It's just the mismatch can feel really maddening if you're not aware of that happening, that taking place. So know that people talk for different reasons. So the last thing is that there's no sense of clarity. And I know all these sound similar, but what I mean by this one is that you haven't decided what you want from this conversation. When somebody comes up to you, you have to decide what you want from this conversation. This is how I move through the world. I think about it. If we're doing small talk, then I want to know, well, what am I trying to learn here? What am I trying to do? Like, if somebody's telling me about something that is small, and this has happened to me many times where people have just told me about what the weather is going to be for the week. I'm like, wow, I didn't know that because I don't check my weather app. I used to watch TV for that. Back in the day, I used to watch the Today Show for that, and I would see every day, here's the weather and here's the 5-day forecast. I don't look at my phone like that. I don't have any kind of weather app, and so when people just tell me, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm getting good information here. Interesting. Thanks. But you did decide what you want from this conversation. So if it's a person that is giving you small talk about the weather, do you want to shift this towards something else? Like, oh, yeah, great. Yeah, the weather is really interesting. See how it changed like these days? It used to be really cold around this time, and it got super hot, and it's just, I think it has something to do with climate change. You want to move it to a deeper topic? Do you want to move it to somewhere else? What are you getting from this conversation? What is your purpose to be in this conversation? Do you want to just listen to learn their style of speaking? Like, what are they feeling comfortable talking about? Or do you really feel like you want to take care of somebody today? And the purpose of this is, this person always talks to me about nothing all the time. They might be feeling kind of low and lonely or something. And I'm just going to hold space for them because it seems like they're having a really hard time. I don't know if that's true for you, but you want to decide what you want out of this conversation, what the purpose is. If you don't have a purpose for the direction of the conversation, you're just going to be frustrated because you're going to feel like somebody's taking time and energy away from you. But you have the capacity, you have the power to control the conversation, or at least control what you're receiving from the conversation. And if at any point in time you decide that it is not what you want, then you can exit. So to wrap this all up, what I want to say is that small talk really isn't the problem. It's really important to have small talk so that you can move to bigger, more meaningful conversations, so you can eventually understand whether or not this person can know you deeply. If you dive in deeply, you might get hurt and frustrated. If you stay in small talk, you're going to be bored and frustrated. So take direction when it comes to the conversation. What do you want from this? The problem with small talk isn't that it is small talk itself, it's being mismatched with the intention. What do they want? What do you want? And when you match up those intentions, then you can have better conversations. When people talk just to feel connected, they might not even realize they're doing it. And when you speak to exchange meaning, you might not realize how deep that actually goes for another person. But there's nothing wrong with you because you want clarity and you want depth in your conversation. You just have to be intentional about making sure that shows up for you and spending little time as possible with people who enjoy small talk more than you.
Are you struggling to reach out without feeling awkward? Then I have a very, very special gift for you. It's called the 333 method, an easy way to reconnect without awkwardness. If you ever feel unsure about what to say, when to say it, or if it's too late to reach out, this will help. It's simple, it's clear, and it's made for people who overthink connection. There's no email required. Just grab it for free at patternsofpossibility.com. Click on resources and get your copy. If this episode resonated with you, the best way to support the podcast is to rate and review it. Your words will help other late diagnosed autistic adults find this space to know that they're not alone. Just a few seconds from you can open up the door for someone else to feel seen. Hey, I appreciate you, and thanks for being here.